Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Before we get started today, I want to talk to you about Drift. I absolutely love Drift because they are the sister company of Scentbird and they do some amazing stuff. And they sent me a new product this month, so let's have a look. As usual, it comes with a visor clip, which is really great. And a new scent of the month. And this one here is Ritual. A couple months ago, I got Teak and it was really, really nice, but this one's Ritual. Ooh, and so check this out. So you put this on your visor. Beautiful scents for at least 30 days. It lasts quite a bit longer sometimes, depending on how stinky your kids are. But Ritual here is this limited edition scent was created with intention for a fresh start. Harmonious notes of earthly sage, cleansing Palo Santo, warm amber, and a hint of soft musk unite to guide you into a space of clarity by transforming your ordinary commute into a ritual of renewal. And I'm telling you, that's nice. I really enjoy it because it's actually natural. They're not just for your car, they're for your home, they're for your office, your computer, your station at work, whatever. They are very handy and they clip to almost anything. And they're magnetic, obviously. And the scents are made with natural essential oils and fragrances. It's really nice. Oh, that's good. And what's really cool is you can get these as a subscription monthly because after about 30 days, you want to refresh it anyway. And so that's what we're here to give you, a super sweet deal. Use code the DCP55 to get 55% off your first order. It's a really good deal. And if I may, can I suggest that you just get them to send you the scent of the month. And if you really, really, really love something, you can also get that too. Because some people just like what they like, you know? And I get that. And I love that they have this scent of the month thing. Because you ever heard of this thing called nose blindness? You don't want to get the same one every month because you don't really smell it. You want something to refresh and renew the space every month. The subscription is very flexible. You can change your scent choice and you can cancel anytime you want. You can even change your delivery frequency. So if you want more, you have multiple vehicles. I have Drift in all of my vehicles and I really, really enjoyed Teak, but this one is, I'm gonna say it's a little bit better. And because they're owned by Scentbird, you know it's gonna be good stuff. Like they have people, just professional nose sniffers that are like, this is the one. And those people who work at Drift, they're good. You know what I'm saying? They're good at what they do because this is excellent. And as you know, I love to smell good. I love my spaces to smell good and clean. It also inspires. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to work and when you step in your car, you're just not having a good morning, you get in there, you're like, it's gonna be a good day. That could happen with Drift. It really could. So there it is again, everybody. Make sure you head over to drift.co. Use code the DCP55 to get 55% off your first order. I mean, you can click the link below too in my description box or my first comment. It's gonna be there too. Head over and thank you so much, Drift, for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about this craziness. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast, one of the most important videos I will ever do on this channel. And it is a Dougherty dozen spending video. How much did they spend? And is it legal? What are the ramifications for doing it if it is not legal? And what are their tax things? I'll look into. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be super accurate, but I'm telling you this, the amount of money that she spent last year will blow your mind. Okay, so let's get into it. So first off, I need to shout out My Beaver's Unit, who is one of my oldest mods, has been around forever. Her and her husband are amazing. I chat with them all the time. They're hilarious. They have been supportive of my channel for so long, and I just need to shout them out. And she will not take payment. She will not let me pay her for her work, and I want her to be paid as one of my researchers. So everybody just tell her, let Josh pay you for your work, okay, please? Because she spent weeks doing this. There are links with timestamps of everything spent. And if she didn't show the receipt, My Beavers would, just call her MB. MB would take all the things that were bought and create a cart for them on Wegmans or on Amazon or wherever, Dick's Sporting Goods, whatever it was. And she would make the cart so she was accurate. This is literally within dollars of accuracy, okay? It's not way off. Dollars. And so I just, again, Everybody. Maybe we got to send her a gift. I don't know. I'm willing to pitch in whatever. I think we just needed to shout her out because this is one of the most important videos we'll ever do, because when it comes to family vlogging, the amount of money that they bring in is the reason they do it. Now, I don't think any family vlogger is out there trying to like exploit their kids for purposes for the Chomos, right? And the Plutos. I don't think so. I know that's a benefit they get from the views, and so they'll use that, but that's not their intention. Does that make sense? Like, they're not doing it on purpose. It is a byproduct of it, but they're not like, oh, you know what I want to do? Share my kids with predators. They're not doing that. And I don't think any of us would believe that. But they do make tons and tons and tons of money. There's a family vlogger right now, more like a TikToker, called Garza Crew. And I'm going to be covering her real soon, okay? And she's going viral because her daughters are into like Drunk Elephant and skincare. We're like, we're influencers. And then it's just crazy. The reason this exists is because they make millions. Ruby Frankie in one of the Connections videos said, we were making millions. Okay, and she gave that all up so she could be a terrible ass person with connections and then eventually end up in jail. Okay, she gave up the perfect life so that she could have power over other people and tell them what to do. I kid you not. And then it ended up for her in prison. And I hope for a very, very long time. We're going to find that out in a few weeks too. 2 weeks to be exact, almost. And so all that to say is the reason that people exploit their children online is because it is very lucrative. The reason people exploit pregnancies and births is because it's lucrative. And to the tune of like insane amounts of money. Like, I can't even express it to you, okay? They will make more money sometimes in 1 month than most people will make, let's say this. Some of them will make more money in a week than some people will make in a year. What's the average American US income per year? So there you go. The median income is about $61,000. That makes a little bit more sense to me. I'm going for median. And so if the median household makes $61,000, Alicia at some points in her channel when it was at its peak was pulling in hundreds of thousands a month. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Now, she no longer is there. Okay? Not anymore. Her view counts have tanked. People are catching on. It's boring. It's not like people are catching on to the exploitation. That's not the reason. It's just boring. She does the same video every single day. The only videos that are making her any money right now are her shopping videos. And as you can see here from her most recent Valentine's Day dollar haul, 100,000 views. 2 days ago she got on that. But, pop over to making breakfast, 25,000 views. Okay, it's 4 times the amount of views for when she goes shopping. She has no choice now but to pivot over to just being a shopping vlog. Okay, which is great. There's honestly nothing wrong with that. But she built that off of the exploitation of her children, and she still exploits them even in these videos where she's shopping. Right? 57,000 views for the pantry video we just snarked on. 87,000 views for the shopping haul. Costco haul, 100,000 views. And then you go over to morning routine, 25,000 views. Everybody's here to watch shopping, and she's grasped onto that as her form of income. But what I think is happening is that she is using her business credit card to pay for all this as a business expense, which, you know what? I'm not a tax lawyer in New York State. A lot of people have reached out. Some people said, yeah, it's not right what she's doing. IRS would take a big wet bite out of her ass for what she's doing here. Okay, but here's how this really works. Okay, as far as all family vloggers are concerned, if they're smart and they have numbers people, because they do, because a lot of them took PPP loans based on their money peoples being like, hey, look, here's some free money, take it. That's all these people have this little networked thing where they tell their other family vlogger friends. There are so many vloggers out there who took PPP loans who did not deserve it, who did not need it. It is insane that they're not being held accountable for that. But that being said, if they've got good accountants, the accountants can tell them, give them advice on what to do. Here's how this works. You have an LLC. I don't know if it's Dougherty does an LLC or whatever it is. Orange and blue. I don't know what it is. It's probably Dougherty does an LLC. So the LLC exists so that all your money that comes in from AdSense and all your money comes in from your ad reads and everything else goes into one big bank account. That bank account then pays out its employees, which is Alicia. Alicia is one of the employees. Josh is one of the employees. Likely every single one of her kids is registered as an employee. The reason they do that is so that they could pay those kids a small amount of money so that they get a tax exemption from it. Okay? Do those kids get the money? I doubt it. Probably not. Most people who own businesses have their kids on payroll, but the kids don't actually get paid. It's just a tax loophole. And I'm not even sure it's legal, but apparently it sort of is. Okay, because everybody does it. Okay, so here's probably, so I pulled this up. This is from NerdWallet, and this is New York City's tax brackets. Okay, so you get taxed at let's go for the median, between 13,000 and 80,000, which is about the median or normal income for a household, okay, you get taxed at 5.5%. So in order to mitigate the taxes that you pay of your salary, you're going to take the lowest amount so that you pay the minimum amount of taxes, and then you take dividends from the money that's in your bank account. Okay, so every year you could take whatever you want in dividend. You do pay tax on dividends, but not as much as you would if you were making, say, this much money, 1 million to 5 million. Okay, that's 9.65% after you've paid 71,000 of taxes. You pay 9.65% of the remainder over a certain amount. Right? Does that make it? Tax can get pretty complicated on purpose, and sometimes it evades me. My wife has to sometimes tell me. But basically, you pay a certain percentage up to a certain percentage, and then after that percentage, you pay more. Okay? So, in my opinion, and it could be wrong, this is not confirmed, Alicia is paying herself and her children and everybody else so that she has the least tax burden. Right? Because if she was actually going to pay what she spent last year in a salary to herself, she would be paying 9.65% tax on that money. Now, any good accountant's going to say, no, don't do that. Here's a way we can mitigate that. Here's the legal way we can do that. But if it's any indication of who her manager is, who is a crooked, disgusting piece of trash, who went to prison for $22 million of fraud, likely that guy's got a person that she can connect with on how to do this. Do you know what I'm saying? You get the vibes I'm putting out there? Likely there is some skullduggery going on, is what I'm saying. And if the IRS gets wind of this, she's going to be audited and she's going to owe the government hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax, considering over the last 3 years, she's been spending like this. Now, this last year, which we're going to show you in a minute, is the biggest spend year of all because she has no choice except to keep going and keep going and keep going. So the reason I'm covering this is because family vloggers spend money like this, like it's going out of style, like it's water. And then when everything collapses for them, they have nothing to show for it. Ace Family. One of the reasons people think Ace Family are divorcing is because they're being sued into bankruptcy. And this is one way to mitigate it. I kid you not. That's one. Honestly, they didn't have a marriage to begin with, but some people are saying that's a benefit of what they're doing. Okay? How many family vloggers have you followed over the years, and hopefully you don't anymore, who live such lavish lifestyles after the time you started following them? How many comments have you seen on family vloggers where like, I used to like you when you were like simple and normal and did these things, and now you live this lavish lifestyle, you flex on everybody, and I hate you now. That's kind of how this works. Bonnie Holing literally moved into a giant mansion. Her sister is selling their mansion because I think they're going to collapse. They see their channels collapsing. They're selling their mansion. This is Ruby Frankie's other sister. They're selling their mansion for $2.9 million. Okay? These people all spend all their money and then again, near the end, have nothing to show for it. And these kids are the ones that they made the money off of, and those kids don't get any benefit. How many kids do you see growing up on Instagram and on social media right now who by the time they're 18, do you think these family channels are going to be making any money? And at that point, the money will be gone and it won't be going into their bank account. That's the scariest part about this. These kids are all used for their emerging years, and companies will pay extra to use them in ads. And then once it's all gone, because these parents have started building up and living above their means, it is all gone when the channel explodes. So many people, Sakona Jolie's, Weisslife, LeBrant's. Now, I think LeBrant's probably be okay because they made the most. But if it's any condition like what the Ace family does, because the Ace family is rolling around in like Porsches and Range Rovers and had a mansion the size of a shopping mall. Like these people are outside of their minds. Okay? But this is what happens. This is one of the scariest things about family vlogging. These kids don't see the benefit. Now, while they're in the house, they do. These kids, like Dougherty doesn't, they get all the shoes and all the gaming systems and everything else, but that's not going to help their future. It's actually going to be detrimental to their future. And then all the food that she buys, all the gross, disgusting stuff, the amount of money she spent, guys, I'm saying it right now. Alicia Dougherty could have bought a big, giant home, and we'll look it up here in this video, cash, for the amount that she spent last year on garbage. She could have bought a home cash. But here's what she's doing. She's taking the least amount to pay herself and pay the bills, because Josh also brings in $100,000 a year. Don't forget that. And she brings in money because she's a foster mom or whatever, an adopted mom. And she gets money for those kids up until they're 21. So just without YouTube, they're probably pulling in about $160,000 a year. Okay, it's a lot of money. And that would sustain them. And it was sustaining them before this. But then the big money came along and everything changed for Alicia. And that's where everybody was like, okay, you're not the same person that we started following. I mean, you just don't drink White Claw on camera anymore, but this is who she's become. Okay? And so she's now spending the money on vacations, which I think you can write off legally because it is for your video, but the groceries, you can't write that off. Your kids are consuming the groceries. You can't write it off. You can write off portions of your house that you're using, but she uses her house for video, so she probably writes off her mortgage. The van, apparently, which I think was gifted to them, that's what's been said by Beavers. She has a video about how I don't think it was gifted, but my Beavers unit thinks it's gifted. I'm going to trust her. So the van was gifted to them. Okay, they've been gifted a lot of things. Okay, they've got this producer that was going to give them a TV show that didn't, is now like their crazy weird uncle. That's so weird. They get a lot of gifts too. You got to write that stuff off. Gifts aren't just like, okay, thanks, and walk away. You got to write those things off too. You understand that? So what she's doing is she's bringing all this money. She's spending all this money on her business credit card, taking it out of her business account and claiming it as a business expense, in my opinion. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying this is what I think. Okay? And so to that tune, she is literally avoiding tax. She is doing, in my opinion, she is doing tax evasion. That's what I think is going on at the house, because if she salaried herself, what we saw in the expenditures here, she would be paying so much money in tax. It just, no accountant worth their salt would be like, yeah, let's do this. So whatever accountant is giving her this advice, and I wonder if it's Sun and Sky Entertainment's accountant, okay, remember that guy, that's going to get a little bit shady and a little bit creepy and a little bit weird. Okay, that's going to get a little bit dangerous for her and her children, because if she gets screwed for tax evasion, like, I know it's against the law if it's fraud that you're pulling off, and she could end herself in jail. But don't forget, Josh's brother is a pretty high up police officer in New York State too, so not sure that matters. But so this is what's going on. Are you guys ready for this? Get ready for this. So this is what she spent. Now this one is from January 1st of 2023 to January 1st, 2024. Now, I will make this available. I'll probably post it on my website when I get it up, but I'll make it available somehow. I don't know how to make this available, but I'll make it available so you guys can go click the links. It can be corroborated. It can be sent to people that you want to see it. You know what I mean? If you know somebody in the IRS or whatever, just saying. This is, again, the links are there. Everything is here. And so we're just going to quickly run through. I can't do everything. It's going to take me 2 hours. This is 8 pages. 8 pages of expenses. And this is Alicia flexing. Like, she is so stupid to put this on the internet for everybody to see and have the proof of it on the internet. All of these videos have been downloaded, Alicia, so you can delete them if you want. It's okay. We have them. Cool. So if you see Alicia go on a deleting spree for some reason, we have the videos. They're not going anywhere. We got them. Okay. So let's take a look. Wegmans, first week of January, $1,900. Wegmans, $1,100. That's within date January. That's in 1 week. So she spent $2,000 in 1 week. And then Josh's birthday gifts, same video. Wrench set, Jordans, sweet tickets to Buffalo Bills with guests between $9,000 and $11,000. JD Sports, running shoes. So Josh's total for this whole video for this week, total $11,989. That's just one freaking week. $11,000 in 1 week. Then she goes down here. Valentine's. McDonald's, Dave & Buster's, another $3,600. Costco haul, $570. Wegmans, $891. This is insanity to me. I spend maybe $572 at Costco once a month or more, month and a half. I know I don't have as many kids, but that's insanity to me. Okay, like, look at her pantry. James's 16th birthday. By the end of it, $16,900. On January 18th, it was New Year's Eve party. Party City was $185, Five Below, $147, Wegmans Catering, $877 for Wegmans Catering. Holy cash amount, $200 for the games. Black and Blue drunk date, $467. So side note, Josh was drunk in that video. Laundry guesstimate was at $400. We just think it's $400 because we think she's doing like 12 to 15 loads of laundry. Each load is a certain amount of money depending what it is, but that's what we think it is. But she was using a wash and fold service and lying about it for the first half of the year. I don't know if she still does a wash and fold service, but she was paying a lot more than $400 for wash and fold. So just so you're aware. Anyway, we're going to keep going down, look for some bigger numbers here. So Bree's 12th birthday was $2,300. Isn't that crazy that Josh's birthday is $11,000, James's birthday is $16,000, and then Bree's birthday is $2,300. Insane. Alex's birthday, $3,600. Look at the birthdays. Costco haul, $1,100. Keep going. And we're still like in January. Okay. So I will make this available to everybody. Look at this. Zoe's total birthday, $5,000. Insanity. Just on the birthday, she's spending more money than we'll ever make in our life. So I'm going to scroll down just because I know there's just so much to see. And I'll let you guys have a look at this. I will upload the link. Go on and scroll and scroll. I know you guys are waiting for this. So here it is. This is the grand total, not including last Christmas. $528,792.88. $530,000 she spent in 1 year on birthdays, on shoes. Look at the food. She isolated the food for you here. Okay? $50,000 she spent at Wegmans. $50,000. She spent at Walmart $16,500. At Costco, $10,700, which I'm actually surprised is that low. Target, $7,300, and at Amazon, $33,000. And there's no BJ's here, and I'm sure that's in here. Okay? But it just wasn't, because she didn't go to BJ's a lot. So there you go. Then I asked my beavers to do Christmas of last year because I really wanted it from Christmas to Christmas. Okay? And so as of last year, the total Christmas was $73,745. Christmas was almost $100,000 last year. And look at it. If you're wondering if it's accurate, look at the links. And again, what MB did here. Beavers covered every single penny she spent to the tune of 73. Remember, each kid got a new iPhone. Okay? That's insane. So everybody's thinking, okay, now we're up to, what are we up to? Like 530,000 plus 72,000. So we're at 600 and whatever, 20,000, something like that, right? It's not over. It's not even close to over. Okay? Because Alicia also did this video. She did a 2-part series on her bills.
How do we afford 10 kids? Budgeting for our family of 12, part 1. First step, coffee. Second step, grab your kids' gel pens. You're less likely to cry if you're using pretty ink.
She doesn't give a crap. Alicia isn't crying. She's doing this as a flex, everybody.
Our family budget's backwards than most families. We figure out our monthly outgoing expenses first. That's everything from our
No, you don't.
house payment, cell phone, groceries, insurance, credit card bills.
Okay, I hope I get copyright striked. Anyway, so she goes on to show us everything, every penny. Now, the only things I took from this list are the things that wouldn't be listed in my Beavers Units page. Okay? Like, which the monthly bills. Because, like, I didn't put Amazon purchases in here. I didn't put her credit card bills. None of that stuff I put in this list. And here's that list. DD expenses. So, for the year, she spent $48,000 on her mortgage. Okay, for gas and electric, $4,200. For water, $788. So I just took her monthly and I times it by 12. That's all I did. This is what she is showing us, everybody. So if she's lying, okay, but why would she lie? This is before the time that she was actually being called out. Because she deleted part 2 of that video, which we've covered before. Internet, $1,440. Cell phones, $4,584. Pets, $6,000 a year. Truck, $4,200. Van, $10,392. So the van wasn't a gift. You can tell here her payment is $10,392 for the year. Copay, $2,400. Counseling, $6,700, which, let's be real. Student loan, $600. Insurance, retirement. Here's a big one. Loans consolidation, $14,000 a year. $15,000 a year. That's her loan. That's how much debt that they have. Isn't that insane? Prime, $300 haircuts. So PayPal, $4,200. Karate is $5,300 a year. Music lessons are $13,000 a year. Who's teaching your kids? Beethoven? Okay, for real. Personal assistant, $12,000 a year. This is what she wrote down, everybody. And so her bills are $211,000 per year, on top of the $612,537 video spend. Now, that all sounds, oh, really? But Alicia recently went on video, and I have to show it to you because I want to show you how I do this, just so you guys can actually see it yourself too. And yes, I'm giving her a review. But in this video here, where she was rapping, the one that she tried to copyright strike me for, now I understand why she tried to copyright strike me, is because she said this.
Like this septic sewer issue for forever. And we're getting hooked up to the sewer system. That was our main present, was $100,000 sewer hookup.
$100,000. Here up with the merp face. There you go, everybody. So she admits it there. It's $100,000 for the septic system. So taking everything that she has shown us, and we're not making any guesses here. This is things she said or has shown us. Okay, so you can't blame us for like getting it wrong or taking guesses because we didn't. This is Alicia flexing on everybody about how much she spends because that's a big part of it. People are looking for that receipt at the end. They want to know how much she spent. It's a part of the reason people watch those videos. It's a train wreck and they want to see someone spend money that they can't spend. People love to watch people spend money. People love to spend money. It really is a thing. People love to watch people spend money. They do. There's no doubt about it. Anybody shopping online, buying expensive things, Ace Family, all these people who buy these expensive cars and stuff, people are jealous. Of course they are, but they also want to watch it. Okay, so Alicia did all this because she was just flexing on people. And it's insane. And Alicia, don't forget, she's in competition with a bunch of people that she used to be friends with, other family vloggers. And she wants to be top of the top, number one for the rest of her life. And this was her way of throwing shade at people. Look at what I've did. So, all that being said, let's add up for the total, because I can't do math. $211,079. Those are her yearly bills. Plus $612,537.93. Plus $100,000. Grand total, $923,616.93. So rounded up, Alicia Dougherty spent $924,000 in 1 year. Provable by her words and her receipts. $900,000. Now, there are people out there who've been guessing 3 million, 1.2 million, but those who are in the millions weren't that far off. That is insane. The amount of money she spent last year, I mean, imagine she put that away for her children and gave them what they were owed. Put it away for their futures. The amount of waste that she purchased with this money is actually heartbreaking because there's nothing to show for it. These kids can't sell those $1,000 sneakers if they needed money in the future. They can't sell the garbage that she buys and throws in the garbage afterwards. They can't get back the crazy amount of money they spent on junk food. None of it's in their arteries. Like, they can't get back anything. None of this is returnable. The house that they have was purchased before all this YouTube fame and money. Okay, and it's not purchased. They pay tons of money for this house, according to these bills. $48,000 a year they spend. Their mortgage is super expensive. And so what could she have done with this? She could have been smarter. Yeah, she could have done a million things. She could have bought a house cash. So here's what I want to do. What's the zip code from where she lives? I don't know where she lives. I'm typing in where does Dougherty doesn't live. And it's literally Google's first answer is P, New York. I kid you not. It's insanity. Wow. I'm just going to type in her zip code. Okay. And I'm going to put in a price of a home. Okay. And I want to put some parameters in for this house. Okay. So let's go minimum 500,000. Let's go minimum 800,000 to maximum. And don't forget, like, you could do a $2 million house because she has $900,000 to spend here, everybody. Let's just take off what she could, she could have lived frugally. They could have lived normally and not had $10,000, $18,000 birthdays, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say she has $700,000 down. Okay? That's a really big down payment for a house. But let's see what she could have paid for with cash instead. So let's just do that. $1 million bucks. Okay? We want as many bedrooms as we possibly can get, as many bathrooms as we possibly can get. There probably isn't even a house in that range. So we're gonna move the boundary. So here we go. Within where they live, within driving distance to probably the school too, because don't forget, Josh could be a teacher anywhere, right? And they were waxing about how they wanted to move to wherever and get a farm and everything else. Okay, so here, look at this. There's so many houses they could have bought with cash. Look at this freaking mansion. 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, still not enough bedrooms. 8 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 7,500 square foot house. Look at this. Look at the side, and it's even the ugly yellow that she likes. 3-car garage, massive home. Okay, that would fit their family way better. Okay, she could have bought this house with cash, no mortgage, with the amount that she spent last year, and had money left over. Probably could have offered. It's been on the market for what? How long's it been on the market? Doesn't say. But she probably could have got that house for $830,000. Okay, and had tons of money left over. Okay, look at this. 8 bedroom, 7,300 square foot house in Naples. Look at these houses she could. Look at the land. They have horses and stuff like that. Okay? I'm telling you, she could have bought a house that fits her family for cash. If you wanted a mansion, like a new mommy vlogger mansion, $995,000, 5 bedrooms, 6 bath, probably had an unfinished basement in Fairport, New York. Cash. Could have been cash. Because don't forget, everybody, what she spent isn't everything she had. She made way more money than that. Alicia has made millions of dollars doing this. And she has so much money that she spends it all and then has tons left over. She could easily move out and get a house with cash if she just was smart with her cash. That's one thing she could have done. Here are some income tax considerations for New York State. You must report all income you receive during the year to the New York State Tax Department, no matter how you receive it. By check, cash, direct deposit, prepaid card, or any other method. That's PayPal. That's when she does these ad reads. They send it to her PayPal or they send it to her whatever. She has to do that on her W-2 form. Instead of just reporting your income from wages, salaries, or tips in your tax return, you will determine your business income or loss and report that you return. You will use the federal blah, blah, blah. So claiming your tax deductions. Get it? Ready for this? Advertising you can claim. Commissions and fees. Mileage traveled, parking and tolls paid. Interest on a car loan. Okay? If you use the car for personal use and business use. She only uses it for business use because she films it, right? Everything in Alicia's life is business use because everything they do is for the vlog. She films every moment of their lives because it's a business. Okay? Supplies used for self-employed or business. Now, this is what I might think she might be using as a loophole. Not sure it's legal, but supplies could mean food, right? Could mean barbecues and pools and chickens and feed and everything else, right? It could mean all that stuff. That's what I think she's getting around it. Office expenses, mortgage paid to bank, so she can write off her mortgage, insurance, any extra insurance coverage you retain for your business, cell phones, repairs, maintenance, taxes, and licenses. Okay? You may not deduct clothing or laundry expenses. Meals not connected to business or travel outside your metropolitan area. So they're not allowed to write off 24-hour McDonald's or Overeat's cookies or going out to, they're not allowed to write it off. And you know what? She probably puts that on the business credit card, right? We see her use her business credit card in the videos. If the IRS really wants to investigate Dougherty Dozen, there's all the proof you need. Okay? Commuting or travel expenses. You cannot write that off. And you know they do. Tickets or summonses, you can't write that off. So there you go, everybody. That's what Dougherty Dozen spent last year. I have a question for you. What would you spend $923,000 on? $924,000. What could you do that? What good could she have done with this money too? Now, I'm not saying it's her responsibility to do good with the money. It's your money. Do what you want with it. But Alicia always talks about how virtuous she is, how amazing of a mom she is, and all this kind of stuff, and how she made sandwiches for homeless people. And remember that little thing she did last year? She's like, every month we're going to choose a nonprofit. We're going to donate. What happened to that? Alicia makes more money than most people will ever see in their entire lives in like a year and just squanders it. It is gone. Nothing to show for it. Josh still makes $100,000 a year. He's trying to get his pension because I think Josh understands that this isn't going to last. Like, and maybe they understand this. Maybe they're like, look, let's live the high life for when we can. Alicia still makes a lot of money online, everybody. And your viewership is her patronage. She makes money when you watch her. Even when you hate watch her. Do yourself a favor. If you're going to watch her videos, watch it on a place where she doesn't get the view, where you don't watch the ad. Okay? Or just watch it on my channel. But does that not upset you a little bit? That someone like this, and this is like, again, she's a median level influencer. If you think that she makes millions of dollars a year, think about what the big ones make. Okay? All off the back of the exploited children that they have in their home. Because we can't forget that this money came from exploitation. Alicia gave away so many personal things about her children to everybody who would hear. Okay? And so many people wanted to hear. She gave you literal pages of her kid's diagnosis where she stood in front of it on TikTok on green screen and showed it to you. Laughed about it. She told you everything that was wrong with her kids. She told you that all of her adopted kids have fetal alcohol syndrome, while in the next video, drinking so much White Claw, it would make an elephant drunk. Get that? You see what I said there? Do you know what I mean? She spends so much money on wasted food. She throws so much away. She buys water bottles. She buys plastic spoons and forks and knives and plates and everything else. There is so much waste that came out of that. It should be illegal. Alicia Dougherty exploits her children for money, and it is a lot of money. And because she has no other option now except to spend money to make money, I don't know if she's making the money back on those videos. She must be, because why else would she do this? So this is the reality of the income of family vloggers. And she is the only one who has ever showed it to us. Okay, most of them will not tell you. Like she won't show us her AdSense and what she gets on an income generation. Like she did in part 2 of that video. She says she makes $25,000 on doing an ad read on her channel. That's an insane amount of money, okay? And so that's more money than a lot of people make in a year. She gets that in 1 month. And that's on top of her AdSense and all the other stuff that she brings in from TikTok, from YouTube, from Instagram, all of it. Okay, Facebook, she makes money on all the platforms. She makes so much money, okay? But it's all built off the back of exploitation, and there's no argument for that. Again, I ask you, how does that make you feel? That someone like this, who's a piece of trash, who literally is just garbage, and the content isn't even good, okay? Not even close. But just, and then people will be like, Josh, you're so jealous. You're jealous. Look, guys, I make a lot of money on here too. Okay, let's not pretend this. YouTube is a very lucrative place to be. I'm happy with what I do. But never, ever would I ever use my children to get there. I don't care how much money you get. And there's so many people who are changing their mind about this. But she doesn't deserve it. Her content is trash. Her family life is a lie. What she shows you is a lie. Her kids are bullied. Look at this comment. So she posted a picture of Bree's 13th birthday, and this is the comment. I hope she got a fitness plan for her birthday. And then more comments like that. Alex is relentlessly bullied online. The only thing her kids have to show for this are maybe a couple of nice pairs of shoes, the Kona truck 10 times a year, and bullying. That's what they get out of this. They don't have nest eggs put away for them, nothing like that. These kids are, like, Alex is being forced to go on to his TikTok to sell coffee makers to make a little extra cash. And now he's doing, what's that called? I forget the name of it, where he like goes on and is like, I'll wish you a happy birthday for $30. Could you imagine? Like, that's what he's being taught his value is. And he's only being bullied through those things. Maybe he's making a couple bucks to certain people, but he's only being bullied. These kids are being bullied for their lives online, for what their mom has done. And how she justifies, especially with the older kids, is like, look how much money we make. Look at the shoes you have. Look at your Jeep. Look at your car. Look at all the amazing things you have. So who cares if you're bullied? Look at the money we made. Is that worth the cost? It's not worth the cost. Because in the end, when this is all gone, when all the money fades, you have nothing to show for it. Except for a bunch of kids who have trauma, who didn't get the love and support they needed and the attention that they so craved and that they deserved, because you were telling everybody that you're such a virtuous person while you weren't. While you were busy making content 24 hours a day because it was pulling in the kind of money you've never seen in your life, and you got greedy. That's it. You're a selfish, greedy bastard, Alicia. Money talks and bullshit walks every single time. And in this case, money talked and her kids took the walk. Her kids suffered and continue to suffer through what she is doing. Now, I hope the IRS gets wind of this, because if she ever was, I don't care how crooked her numbers guy is or how straight they think it is, I'm sure the IRS is going to find something here. Okay, so this is insanity what she has spent. And it is all of it, wasted. All of it. There's nothing good that has come from this. Nothing. Except for her kids just being abandoned for the sake of content. What say you below? How did that make you feel? Everybody, take a deep breath. We needed that one. I cannot believe the expenditures. Holy Lipton. Insane. $924,000. The things I could do with that. The good things people could do with that. And this is why it's to be careful with people who grew up not rich, getting a whole bunch of money. It always ends up being a curse. Okay? Because they don't know what to do with it. They have no idea. And that's what's going on here. And these kids are being taught that exact same thing. Thank you for being here for these videos. This is the one you spread around. This is the one you talk about to everybody at the office. This is the one to be like, hey, check this out. Okay? This guy uncovered this family vlogger who spent $924,000 on junk food. Right? This is the one you spread around. Get this one out there. Spread it far and wide. Post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post it everywhere. This is the video everybody needs to watch. The reality of family vlogging and how much money they make and how much money they waste. You are amazing. You are incredible. You are valuable. Protect your kids. Do right by your kids. They need you. You're some kind of something. I will see you when I see you.